Hello and welcome to StageRight.app. Once logged in, you should see something like this on your dashboard. If you haven't uploaded any images, then they're not going to appear here. Otherwise, they will appear in this gallery/project area. So once you upload photos, you can upload them via just dropping them into this area, or you can stage them via the gallery. Now you can switch between the original and the uploaded. So if I switch the original, I can do that, and then I can just click this plus button. It's going to add to the staging in order for me to virtually stage this particular room. So if I click that delete button, it just deletes it from the staging area. And if I click the slider button, it's going to give us the comparison of before the room was staged and after. So that's before and that's after. So it looks pretty good. It adds furniture everywhere, and you can specify how you want the room to look by going into these optional edits, and you have room style, you have whether or not it was furnished. You can add vacant, or you can lightly restyle if there's some furniture existing. There's flooring and walls. If you wanted to see how different flooring and walls look, you can declutter and depersonalize the room, and you can also add an MLS ready watermark right here, and you can also add a custom prompt. So for most rooms that are just empty, the virtually staging model works pretty good. So for example, here's another one where the room is pretty simple, right? It's just going to add some furniture here, and it's going to leave everything else the same. Usually, and it doesn't always work out perfectly. Like if the room is a little bit more is a little bit different, right? So this type of image is going to be harder to stage because the AI is thinking like, where do I put the room? Where do I put the furniture? There's doors, there's windows. It's a little bit confusing, right? So you either have to not use this or add a prompt saying, hey, I only want furniture like on the right side of the room and on the left side of the room. And this model is still fairly new, so it's going to get better as far as being able to place particular items and make sure that it keeps the rest of the room exactly how it is, right? So for most of the images that get uploaded, you don't need to refine further. You can just make some more variations. So here's another example of a room. Again, the ones that are more easier just come out very nice and clean. And every once in a while, you might have to make some adjustments to the image, which I will either add like an edit button or have some kind of separation in a later version of this app. So this is really just kind of the very first version of the app that we have. As I mentioned, you're able to add your staged photos into any one of these particular folders, and then it will just add it, and then you can filter here by the project. So in project 2, it's going to go ahead and filter for that. As I mentioned, you're able to switch between the staged and the non-staged. So switch to original. I can go ahead and stage it, and it's just like if you had uploaded a photo, it's going to go ahead and stage this room. And I can go ahead and click this process photo, and it takes about 10 seconds to complete. And then once complete, it shows up right here. You're able to switch between the before and afters. And if we were to refresh this, it would appear here. Actually, we're not in the right gallery, right? We added this to my stage project. So if we switch over there, then this newly added room is going to show up right here. And as I said, we can do before and we can do after, and we can click to download, and we can click on the slider. And you can click over here if you wanted to buy some credits. You start out with 3 in order to test the application out. And you also have a profile and an area to log out and log in. And also, anything that you have added to the staging area that's complete, you will have the opportunity to download all at once.